This is Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Ohgiya, and we got Ohgiya's happy ending, or super happy ending, or whatever, in the last part. So in this part, we are going to get the normal ending, and then we're going to do the sequel and the date scenario. So let's just jump right in. Let's just go to chapter 10, and we will skip through everything. Where's the... Wait, is this... That's the skip button. The one that looks like a fast forward button. Duh! My god. I don't know why, for some reason, my brain was like, it was up here, wasn't it? No. No, clearly not. Wow. Anyway. So we're just going to skip through this, and we'll just choose the bad answers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ohgiya. Because of me, you... Spacey. He reached out with both hands and hugged me. I am so relieved, Spacey. I'm so glad you're alive and safe. Okay. Basically. They're not much different, the answers. It's like a matter of, I think when you get the right answer, you get a couple extra lines. And when you get like, you know, like the wrong answer, it kind of just starts to where you would end up if you didn't choose the right answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get like when you get the 5-point ones, you get like 5 lines. When you choose the wrong answer, it just starts right at the same point where the good answer would end up. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm saying. Like, are you fine with me? Huh? Well, your hands are shaking. His cheeks turned beet red and my lips loosened. I covered his trembling fingers and slowly closed my eyes. I'm sure that even if you chose me, things won't be easy. Okay. That's right. This is our deflowering. That was our deflowering. Anyway. Last chapter. Growth. Today the sun was high and the sky was a clear blue. Larks took to the air, signaling the arrival of a new spring. So, our client's mansion is up next. All right, that's... I turned around to face the busy street. Ohgiya? He was supposed to be right behind me, but I couldn't find him and looked around the alley. And when I did... Sorry. A few ladies caught a hold of me. Ohgiya ran down the alley to me, our goods on his back. He had grown quite a bit in the past year. Oh, Ohgiya, the Islanders certainly have taken a liking to you. Wow, you know what? Let's just move on. Really? But I have to pick up so many new things every day. I'm so exhausted. He let out a sigh, then readjusted the pack on his back. After I had purchased him, I had taken him as a lawful husband of the Somei family. It's so weird! Doesn't get any less weird every time you're like, after I purchased him. Okay. And almost a year had passed since then. Wow, already? Of course, in the beginning, my mother wore a face of strong reluctance. But his genuineness eventually won her over, and she had opened up to him recently. We have a few more houses to go to. Are you sure you're up for it? Of course. I've got to put in the effort to have Mother acknowledge me. As do I. I may be the heir, but I've still got so much to learn. Really? It feels like you're already head of the Somei family nowadays. But when it comes to me, well, I mean, just a few days ago I botched the order. He drooped his shoulders and let out a heavy sigh. Oh, that! I strained out a smile as I remembered what happened a few days ago. He said that since he'd just gotten used to work, he had let his guard down, but since he really worked hard to deal with the issue, nothing too dire happened. Well, I think that even if you made a little mistake, the serious way you work is wonderful. I'd love to take a page out of your book. Really? He shrank back, shaking his head. Of course, you've helped me so much. I have. You have. Just being here with me while I visit our clients is a big help. I can't say I really see it. Really? Perhaps this is what they mean when they say we're blind to our own strengths. To be honest, just having him around made people react differently. I had the feeling that soft smile of his opened everyone's heart. And even now...
Oh my, if it isn't Ohgiya! Hard at work today, I see!
Oh, Miss Mikawa, looking as lovely as ever, I see.
My, you're such a charmer!
The old lady's wrinkled face collapsed into a smile of joy. I've arranged a fantastic kimono for your granddaughter, so please look forward to it.
Oh, I truly am!
and seeing Ohgiya chat away with the old lady, a few young women down the street joined in the fun. "Oh my, it's Ohgiya of the Sommet! And now this is a lucky sight." "Oh, hello there. Are you all well?" "You remember us?" It's a little hard when there's just nothing but ladies here. I mean, you'd be like, "You've seen one bitch, you've seen them all." I mean, you'd think it'd be easy. Like, "You remember me? You're the only guy on this entire fucking island." Yes. But, like, with the women, it's like 99 to 1. Like, you know, you gotta be good with faces and names to be able to figure that shit out. "Of course I do. You're Koyoru? From the port, and Yone from Kawaracho?" Kawaracho, right? Right? Right. "Oh, he does!" Gorgeous smiles graced the young ladies' faces. And seeing that, the passers-by came around one by one. A virtual gallery of people surrounded Ohgiya, from young village girl to senior citizen. "Oh, Ohgiya, you really are the face of our business." I couldn't help smiling myself, seeing Ohgiya grin in the center of the people. See, I like this because there's like all these women fawning over him, and she's not like, "Bitch, don't touch my man." She's like, "This is kind of cute. Oh, that's adorable. He's mine. I own him." I mean, I guess technically you own him, so, I guess you're not worried, but it's so fucking weird. I casually glanced up to see a pair of larks on a nearby roof take flight. They glided through the air, looking so happy and free. By the time we'd finished visiting our customers, the sky had turned completely orange. "We're home." Welcome back, Spacey and Ohgiya." When we got back to the store, Mother was looking at this morning's shipment with a frown. "Is something the matter?" "Well, the mainland dyer we've started dealing with seems to be a rather difficult woman. And once again, she hasn't given us everything we've ordered." Mother turned her eyes to Ohgiya, standing behind me. "Say, Ohgiya, you're rather talented with flowers, are you not?" "I am? Why do you ask?" After taking a moment to think, Mother clapped her hands and looked at me. "I know. I'll give the two of you a little vacation. So in return, would you give our dyer a visit?" "What? But Mother, you're always the one who does the stocking negotiations." "Normally. However, the dyer's husband is quite the man of flowers. So go and show him Ohgiya's talents. Make them see they cannot look down on our store simply because we're on a small island." A slightly frightful smile came over Mother's face. It's funny because you'd think they'd have more pride in their work. Like, "Oh shit, we forgot something," but it's more like, "No, I purposely stiffed you. Go fuck yourself." That's shitty for your business. I mean, I guess we gotta find someone else to dye our stuff for us. You think there's probably gotta be somebody else. And this seems a rather important role. Ohgiya. He dropped his shoulders, uneasy, and I took his hand. "Well, let's do our best, all right? I'll be with you." "All right." This opportunity to win Mother's acknowledgement would not come again. And with that, a few days later, we went to the mainland for the first time. Though I worried what would happen, the dyer's husband absolutely loved Ohgiya's skill in flowers, and promised to take far more responsibility in our dealings following. Phew, I was so nervous back there. Ohgiya did an enormous stretch the moment we left the store. But, that was quite a display. I couldn't keep my eyes off you. It was a real surprise just how much his attitude changed. It was, wasn't it? But this was all thanks to you, Spacey. Oh? Why? You were there the whole time by my side, encouraging me. He reached his hand out to me and shyly put his fingers through mine. The way his cheeks turned pink was just so him. Though we had held hands countless times, perhaps this was embarrassing because we were no longer on the island. Ohgiya. Yes? I held his hand and the core of my heart leapt. Nothing. I just felt a little dizzy. With that, I turned my eyes to the crowded road. Virtually everyone who walked the street was glowing with glamour. They rode on trolleys, too, something I'd only seen in books and photographs. And this place really is amazing. It's like we've come to an entirely different country. Yeah, here men aren't imprisoned. Ohgiya's eyes went round in surprise as he gazed at the scenery of the mainland. Yet... Hey, Spacey, let's take a look over there. Huh? Ohgiya! He pulled my hand along and walked through the crowd. Then, for some reason, the pedestrians turned their eyes to us. Foreign fashions were popular, and it seemed there were many who preferred Western clothes lately, meaning that her old-fashioned clothes stood out. Or rather, my, what a beautiful boy! He looks just like a doll. Is he an actor? The young women walking along the street followed Ohgiya with their eyes. It seemed that he, once an apprentice courtesan, was rather eye-fetching. Which, hello, you should have figured that out when they were like, we have high hopes for this one! They were like, pretty much banking that he'd bring them in the bucks. Banking on him bringing in the bucks. Big time. But that's what I didn't like. Is something wrong? Is something up? Nothing. I ran from his eyes and turned my head. The thought struck me. Was I not being jealous of total strangers? Huh? Spacey, wait up. I started moving, and Ohgiya completely ignored the women's eyes to come after me. What's the matter? Spacey, this isn't like you. His eyes were wet with unease, and he tugged at my arm with both hands, like a small dog or a cat trying to get its master's attention. Choice of words. Wow. Even that tiny resemblance made my heart quake. Well, we seem to have been standing out a while ago, so... Huh? The eyes of the pedestrians were on him. Some looked at him and turned red, others whispered to their companions. And seeing that, Ohgiya's face went crimson. Wait, do we really stick out that much? Ohgiya held my hand even tighter. Wait, Ohgiya, had you not noticed? I hadn't. Because, well, you were the only one I was looking at, Spacey. That's adorable. Get you a man who looks at you like Ohgiya looks at Spacey. Like, never, no blinders, no one else exists. That's kind of adorable. Until it gets needy and, like, clingy. But, well, just, right now it's adorable. This time, it was my turn to go red. The two of us lowered our heads bashfully in the middle of the busy road. Though we had grown over the year, we were still young, naive. Oh, hey, there's a clothes store over there. How about we look for an outfit a little less conspicuous? Yeah. We went through the door of a clothing store on the corner. The shop owner gladly showed us a variety of outfits, but I decided to wait outside while Ohgiya changed. I still couldn't calm down. Not just yet. Oh, is the CG going to be him in his, like, new clothes? It's going to be cool. I let out a sigh and looked absently out onto the street. People walked the street confidently with outfits that screamed modernity? Is that a word? Modernity? Why does that not... Okay, wow. Sometimes words show up that you're like, I feel like I should know it, but it just doesn't sound right, and I feel stupid now. Anyway. What did that make me with my old-fashionedness? Old-fashionedness is right. Modernity? Like modernness, you know, but modernity? That doesn't... I'm not... I feel really dumb right now, but that just does not sound like a fucking word. It might be, but it just doesn't sound right. Ohgiya would probably go on to grow even more beautiful, become even more noticeable, especially if he walks out in like a suit right now. And would I really be a woman on that level? I sighed as worry attacked me. And when I did, the funny thing is she doesn't worry when she is in town and all the ladies are talking to him. But I guess it's different because everybody on the island knows the status quo and they're like, oh, and you're like, that's just adorable. Okay. No one's going to try to steal my husband. And then you're here and you're like, wait a minute. He's going to realize he's free and he's going to run off with one of these normal women who doesn't think a man is property. I'm just saying. My lady? Someone called me. Someone that sounded adult, but it's him. He's still wearing it. It's just a different one. Oh, and when I turned around, the fingers of my beloved were on my chin. Ohgiya, it's not fair that you keep looking away. Because I get lonely when you're not looking at me, you know. With that, his lips gently stole mine. When did you... Spacey, I called you so many times. I really wanted you to see me. It's not quite as nice as anything you would pick, though. He was clothed in a casual kimono, dyed in a muted indigo. The purple looked wonderful with his bright hair and his white skin. And, hungering for my lips, he brought a kiss to me again. We're in public. Don't mind anyone. There's nothing to stand in the way of our love anymore. He let out a beautiful smile. It's actually kind of a romantic notion, and I appreciate him for that. It had a tinge of maturity to it, but it still kept the innocence that I loved so much. You're right, Ohgiya. It was because my love was allowed with him that I envied the eyes of others. That negativity was a consequence of freedom, a consequence of love. Spacey, I love you, you know that. And I love you, Ohgiya. I took his third kiss and gently closed my eyes. Those lips of his granted me a happiness like I'd never had before. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Now we do the sequel. Sequel. Arm wrestling with Kagero. Oh, God. We gotta deal with this douche again. I can remember his voice. God. After some time had passed since our wedding, we had come around to enjoy a small festival held in the shrine at Yoshiwara. Wait up, Ohgiya. You'll trip if you keep running like that. Well, it's been so long since I've gotten to stretch my wings. I can't help it. Oh, hey, look. And there's a cotton candy stall over there. Ohgiya was positively ecstatic. It had been a month since our vacation. So see, this one almost... Well, wait. In the other one, weren't we like, we're gonna take a vacation? Were we talking about it? I don't remember. Anyway, Ohgiya had grown used to working around the shop. And whenever the shop was closed, we would usually go out like this. Again, it could go after either ending. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of all almost in the same kind of universe, same scenario. Like, whether it's the super happy or the happy. You could put everything together and be like, it's just all in the same timeline. Kikuya was like that, but sometimes they were slightly different with how they, like, the timeline worked out, where you're like, okay, well, in this one, we're not married when we own a shop, and this one we are married, like, whatever it was. And the sequel and the date seem to follow, one follows the good ending, one follows the super happy ending, but these ones, so far, it seems like they're just kind of all smushed together. Again, like, it could be one long timeline, like, maybe the super happy ending was our getting married. The happy ending was like, oh, we've been married for a year. You know what I mean? And this is like sometime after we got married and went on vacation, which could have been after either point. Like, I like that, but it's strange that the format seems a little different. But I mean, maybe not all the Kikuya ones were like that, but some of them are very blatantly like two different timelines almost. Or at least it seemed that way, but I could be wrong. Maybe I just made weird assumptions. Anyway, whenever the shop was closed, we would usually go out like this. And right then... Whoa, Spacey? My foot caught in a depression in the gravel of the path and I lost my balance. Of course we did. But right before I fell, he reached out to me, and I found myself falling into his delicate arms. Oh, Spacey, are you alright? I looked up at him. A streak of red was running across his face as he looked down at me. I am. Thank you. Phew. With a bright smile, he helped me stand myself up again. However, we looked away, both our faces red. How embarrassing. Yet eventually he looked down and took my hand. But then... well, I'm assuming if we're playing games with Kagero... What was it? Or arm wrestling with him? Whatever. It's that asshole. What was the voice we gave him? Like, whatever. He was like... He had a douchey voice, but I can't remember it. I'm going to try to get into it. I'm sorry. It's been a while, and I know he was technically in Utsusemi's route, but I still don't quite remember the voice we even gave him then. But anyway. My. It's not even spring either. I don't think Lovebirds came out... I didn't think Lovebirds came out this season. Huh? A familiar voice, thorned in its tone, referred to us. Oh, Kagero. It's funny, because she says a familiar tone, and yet, technically, she never met Kagero in this route. Did she meet him in the... Did we meet him in the... We didn't meet him in the prologue. Interesting. At least in Utsusemi's route, when you ran into Kagero, they kind of had almost like an introductory thing. But this, it's like, oh, a familiar voice, and then blah, blah, blah. And let's say you never played Kikuya. You'd be like, who the fuck is Kagero? Wait, what? It would be confusing. At least in Utsusemi's route, when all the other characters, they're like, oh, That's Tokiwa from whatever, from Kikuya, like blah blah, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you'd know, oh, okay, I haven't played Kikuya, but whatever. So you didn't have to know, but this just, it's weird. Anyway, after that, I looked at the stone wall right next to us to see a beautiful, slender young man with glossy black hair. He had to have been about the same age as Ohgiya. The young man sat at the edge of the wall, munching away at some colorful dumplings. Do you know him, Ohgiya? Yeah, he's Kagero from Kikuya. Oh, we used to go to school together. But then she said a familiar voice, but she doesn't know him. I thought I hadn't seen you around lately. But here you are showing off in public. Such passion, I tell you. You seemed awfully pleasant. Really? Because he seems very unpleasant to me. Were we disturbing you? Not really. I just thought that dork over there is way out of his league. And he's barely worked as a courtesan, too. He poked fun at Ohgiya with a straight face, then laughed. Look who's talking! Hey! That's not true. Really? I bet you just cried at and clung to the rich girl, didn't you? It makes a man jealous getting bought like that without even doing anything. Hey, that's mean. Don't say that. I've been working just as hard as you, Kagero. But compared to Kagura, that effort's just... That's no reason to talk like that in front of Spacey. Getting mad like this just shows what a small man you are. The black-haired boy let out a cold laugh and tossed the empty dumpling stick into a trash bin. He's just as much of a prick in this as he was in his own. Why is he the one that's always in all the routes? He is the biggest fucking asshole. I don't miss him. Look, our little apprentice boy in this one is so much better than our little apprentice boy in Kikuya, is all I'm saying. I still want to push Kagero off a pier. Did they just not get along? No one gets along with him. I'd never seen Ohgiya teased and so angry like this before. You went to school together, but you're not friends? Huh? Of course we're not. Huh? Really? I moved my eyes from the angry boy to Ohgiya. I try to get along, but Kagero's always mean to me, like he is now. Ohgiya looked away from Kagero. Kagero has some fucking issues. See, it's always like this. Well, come on, you two. Try to get along a little more, okay? Well, I'd like to, but... Ohgiya looked at Kagero from the corner of his eye. I absolutely refuse. Kagero scoffed the offer away. See, there he goes again. Kagero, that's so mean. Well, this is a pickle. Kagero's like beating him up. Well, gosh darn, such a pickle we're in. Kikuya, to my knowledge, it was a pleasure house in Yoshiwara, nearly as big as Ohgiya. Maybe they didn't get along well since they were close in age and rivals? Though it wasn't good that they kept at it during a festival. Also, they're not really rivals because Ohgiya can't be taking the ladies away from Kagero. But Kagero doesn't want the lady. He was like, good, he's going to debut, and then they'll all go to him, and I won't have to deal with it. Now, come on, Kagero, get deflowered. Yeah. Just then, I noticed some children arm wrestling in the corner of the area. Oh, I know. How about you settle this with a bout of arm wrestling? Oh, good lord. Huh? Arm wrestling? What are you talking about? Well, it's not good to fight, right? So let's try settling this. I'll be the judge. Kagero furrowed his brow, clearly not wanting to do this, but... All right, if you want us to, Spacey. Ohgiya pleasantly agreed. With that, the two ended up arm wrestling. I borrowed a small, knee-high chair from a nearby vendor. All right, are you ready, you two? Ready. Unfortunately. The two rolled up their sleeves and gripped each other's hand over the chair. Ready, set, go! This is ridiculous. And the fight was on. Ohgiya! However, before I even had time to cheer... But in an instant, Kagero slammed Ohgiya's hand onto the seat. Are you alright? My hand. Ohgiya rubbed at his white wrist, a pained expression on his face. Though he helped out around the shop, his delicate arms had never lifted anything heavy. Kagero stood up and let out a smug smile. You really thought you could win? Well, I hope that was enough to satisfy the two of you. Just as douchey as ever. Ohgiya looked up at the young man his age in bitter defeat. One more time. Seriously? Ridiculous. One more time. Kagero let out a sigh, yet he sat back down in front of the chair and gripped Ohgiya's hand. However, the exact same result awaited. Looks like I win again. Come on, let's go again. And again. That's 3 wins for me. One more time. However, the next match, and the next match, and the ones after those, all ended up in his defeat, prompting Ohgiya to demand yet another match. Then, by the time of their 10th match, I'm afraid that's all I'll stay for. Without a single drop on his composed face, Kagero stood up. Ohgiya, however, was still sitting before the chair, with his head down. It's a chair for a chair. It's a chair. Right then, the bell rang to sound that it was 4 in the afternoon. Well, I've got to get back to work. Excuse me. The black-haired boy turned around and left. Ohgiya, are you all right? Since he still had his head down, I put a concerned hand on his thin shoulder. The back of his hand had turned completely red from the countless matches he'd had. Yet... Wait, Ohgiya! Ohgiya shot up and suddenly ran away. When he ran, I had the feeling his eyes were just a little red. Ohgiya, just what happened? Was he really that angry that he couldn't defeat Kagero? I spent some time just standing there, staring after where he had ran away, but... Eventually, I started dashing out to chase after him. Yet, even though I ran after Ohgiya and looked for him, this is a pretty new backdrop. I like this one. I couldn't find him anywhere. Just where did he go off to? Although I have a feeling that if the light in this is probably not really bright enough, so a boat would be like, ah! And would have, like, kind of run itself aground out here in the shallows before you even noticed. Also, like, shouldn't it be out here and not back here? Because, like, a boat, because the lighthouse is supposed to be the furthest out point, so it's like, there's land here, don't fucking run into the shit, right? I mean... After searching around for him for a while... I mean, maybe it is. Maybe the boats are coming from this direction. Not this direction. I'm just saying. I decided to go to Yoshiwara. And wondering what the chances were as I went through the door of Ohgiya... Spacey... Kakuto looked my way, his expression difficult. Oh, Kakuto, have you seen Ohgiya? Kakuto crossed his arms and stayed silent for a while, but... Well, didn't we say after our vacation? So aren't we married with him already? Didn't we get married already? Or is this like after we skipped out and went to the flower fields and he's still an apprentice? I'm getting confused now why he would be like running and they're like, aren't you a free man? Why the fuck are you back here? Kakuto's like, slap! Idiot! Get the fuck out of here! You're free! Why would you come back? It's kind of like why my bird sometimes. The door's open to your cage, you can be out doing whatever you want. He's like, no, I'm going to be in the corner, stuffed up there, like, safe in my cage. Anyway, Kakuto crossed his arms and stayed silent for a while, but he told me not to tell you, but just come with me. I will go anywhere with you, Kakuto. Fucking anywhere. Okay? God, he's gorgeous. What? It's the eye patch and the fucking feather boa. I don't know what it is, but like... I mean... I followed Kakuto into the pleasure house. He forcefully slid open the door to his room. Hey, Ohgiya, Spacey's here for you. Huh? Ohgiya, who'd been hugging his knees in the corner, looked up. Ohgiya, were you crying? No! No! As he sobs. I ran up to Ohgiya, his eyes completely red, but he looked down, hiding his face. But since he sniffed and his voice was strained, I could tell he'd been crying until just now. Are you all right? I kneeled down beside him and put a hand on his small shoulder. His thin shoulder, his small shoulder. He can't carry anything. And then he's like, I'm so pathetic. And you're like, I mean, we've kind of been describing you like you are. Like, we're supposed to, like, feel for that. Like, just because you lost at arm wrestling doesn't make you weak. But we like to point out his frail, thin shoulder, and he never lifts anything heavy. Like, we're trying to make him sound delicate and frail. Like, I feel like we're insulting him by saying some of these descriptors that we've been giving him, but I am so pathetic. I just wanted to do something impressive so you would think I was cool. Are you 12? What the hell? His teary face looked down. He spoke so innocently. Oh, Ohgiya, you don't have to worry about things like that. You don't think any less of me? I mean, I do now. No, I'm just kidding. Huh? Why would I? Because I'm such a loser? No, Ohgiya, you're kind. What? Ohgiya finally rose his head. He blinked, looking at me in confusion. Really? Yes, that's the best part about you. How you're so genuine and kind. Remember, back before your arm wrestling, you helped me when I was about to fall over. Well, I just didn't want you to get hurt. And that's the wonderful thing about you. But I went and made you do something you didn't want to do. This was my fault. I wrapped my hands around his red one. Oh, please, Spacey, you don't need to apologize. I'll try even harder when I grow up. Though for now I'm still learning, so I'll cry sometimes, but then how about we both take our time becoming adults together then? I'm green too. Spacey. His red eyes grew larger and he gripped at my sleeve. His pupils then narrowed softly. Well, I'll do my best. The face that had been crying up until now opened up in a big, flowery smile. Into the usual face of my beloved Ohgiya. Oh, I love your smile. Spacey. He covered his beet red face with his hands. You know, when he's embarrassed about crying, make sure you tell him how beautiful he is so he gets more embarrassed. At least it's happy embarrassed this time, but it's still kind of funny. It's like, I'm going to say something that's totally going to embarrass you while you're embarrassed. He's going to die of embarrassment. Crying, turning red, his face was working overtime. How about you two just get a room? Kakuto, you too. Huh? Ohgiya was probably still stuck on what Kagero had said to him, but there was no way Gakuto could know about that. His one eye sharp, Gakuto just furrowed his brow. The one time in the game! Every other time they talk about Gakuto's eyes, and it's like his eye, just one, he's got one. Like, this is the one time they're like, his one eye sharp. Thank you, game. Because normally when it's like his eye is sharp, again, just the one, you can't tell if he's got another one. You don't know what's going on under that eye patch. I'm really hoping it's like, I'm hiding it because it's heterochromia and I'm ashamed of it when it's gorgeous and sexy. It'd be fucking hilarious. It'd just be hilarious. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure there was probably a point in time where having something like heterochromia was like, oh, you weird freak, your eyes are different colors, instead of like, that's fucking beautiful. I'm just saying. Anyway, eventually we were asked to leave since the night shift was beginning. Though I couldn't help but think that the real meaning behind his words was to get us to take our husband and wife act elsewhere. Okay, so we are married, okay, but he ran back to Ohgiya. It's fucking weird. The two of us walked along the road under an orange sky. Hey, Ohgiya, what should we have for dinner tonight? Do you think when he ran in there and he was like, don't tell Spacey where I am, Gakuto was like, does she beat you? Do I need to call the cop? Like, what is happening? Tell me. Do you need an adult? He's like, what the fuck? You're running from your freedom and your wife? Wait, what? What is going on? Anyway. Oh, I want egg on rice. Didn't we have that for breakfast, though? Well, the egg you mixed in was just so soft and tasty, Spacey. He just looked so happy when he said it. Okay, I like eggs, and I like rice. But my brain is like trying to put eggs and rice together, and I'm like, can you do that? I mean, obviously, but like, you know how there's just some things that when people are like, I put this together, you're like, wait, what? No, wait, why? But like, there's so many things you could put together and it would be amazing and wonderful, but you don't think about it. Like how long it took me to like oatmeal until my friend was like, I put peanut butter in it. Oh my God, that's fucking genius. And you put peanut butter in oatmeal, it's the best fucking thing ever. As long as it's not super runny oatmeal. You can't make it where it's like, the normal when it's like put this much oats in like 4 gallons of water and it's like no, you have to put just enough that the oats absorb the water and then it's like thick like a dough. kind of thick. Like you could put it all on a spoon and it's like one big lump. And then you put the peanut butter in and then it's literally like fucking dough. Literally like peanut butter oatmeal cookie dough. That's the right way to do it. Because like the normal consistency of oatmeal, if you made it the quote unquote right way, gross. Ugh. Ugh. Hot, chunky liquid. I mean, like soup is one thing, but oatmeal, no, the texture is just gross if you don't make it thick like dough. Anyway, he just looked so happy when he said it. So now I'm just trying to think of like eggs and rice. And he innocently looped his fingers through mine. And so we kept our small talk all the way home, arm wrestling with Kagero. Okay. Date scenario. Sweet ice cream. One morning, when the cherry blossoms were blooming, I opened the window at my wakening. However, I noticed something rare. Snow piled on the ground. I hope this isn't a bad sign of things to come. I mean, that means winter is pretty much here, and that's a bad sign. I was looking outside my window, utterly skeptical, when afternoon came and a voice outside my room with it. My lady, Ohgiya has sent a very urgent message. He has? I wonder what's the matter. I opened the letter, nervous. Oh, and that's true, and sometimes the date scenarios were, and that's why I was wondering about this one, were in the middle of your route. You know what I mean? Kind of like in Kikuya where we had like the Valentine's Day and the White Day and like some other scenarios that were in the middle of the route, almost like scenes that got taken out. Or special events, because I'm pretty sure it was once a mobile game. And I'm thinking this one was written after the fact, when it never became a mobile game, because they don't have those almost like a little event stories. Or they just didn't put it with the game, which I'm still salty about a little bit. But yeah, so like sometimes in Kikuya, some of these, like the date scenarios were like in the middle of their route. But so that's why I'm wondering about this, if he's sending me a note. And yeah, in wonderfully written words, it said that he wanted me to come to Ohgiya right away. That as well. Had something happened? Holding back my chest beating with worry, I decided to go to Yoshiwara. In Ohgiya, the courtesans were all going about their afternoon preparations. I assume this is Ohgiya. And that's beautiful. I just love the colors. They're so bright and fun. And when I stepped in, Ohgiya ran out to me from the back. Good to see you. Well, you seem to be in quite a good mood, but has something happened? Huh? No, nothing at all. You know that snow that fell this morning, right? So I saved some ice in an ice box. My, you have a box made of ice? Though not on the mainland, ice was a terribly rare substance on this island. Oh, that just makes me sad. Everything you drink must be warm. I mean, like, it's different when it's like a hot drink, like it's supposed to be hot, but then just like room temperature water? Ugh. The last night was certainly cold. Cold enough for snow to fall. Well, not exactly, but... Well, I have ice now. So I figured I'd try to make some ice cream with it. Okay. Ice cream? It's this cold treat I hear is made in roadside shops in Yokohama. It came from the West, but... Oh, I hear you can have it in Ginza nowadays, too. See? Okay, the West did some nice things. You're fucking welcome. Ice cream. I mean, you gotta think, whoever the fuck invented ice cream is like a goddamn master. Like, the person who invented ice cream, the dude who invented peanut butter, there's probably some other things in there, but like, whoever invented pizza, fuck those geniuses, man. Those people should be saints. We should put them on our money. I mean, we're all fat in America, right? So like, we should just put people who invented food on the thing. The man who invented the hot dog. Fucking hilarious that would be. People come to America. Who's all these people and your money? People who invented food. Yeah, makes sense. And they should be fun and colorful. Okay. Like the food they're representing. Like, I'm just saying. That's the mint chocolate chip $5 bill. Our money is boring, okay? They try to make it colorful, but it's not nearly as fun. Like, Canada's got holographic money. And a lot of places have money that's different sizes, depending on the the denomination of the bill. I'm just saying that's great for blind people. Like, how do you tell in the U.S. what's what? You don't. Like, you don't. Everything's the same. You have to see. It's not fair. Anyway, it's cold, it's sweet, and they say it's delicious. Was it like shaved ice? Well, it certainly has a high-class sound to it. But is it really that easy to make? No. Well, as long as you have ice and the ingredients, you can throw it together. That's bullshit. I mean, I've thought, like, how do I make ice cream without an ice cream machine and all that stuff? And it's like, well, that's just a lot of work. I mean, you can do it with, like, the ingredients, and then you just gotta, like, you shake it with ice, but then you gotta shake, and, like, could you imagine you're just, like, 4 hours later, like, my arm's gonna fall off. It'd probably be a good arm workout, though. So I wanted to make it with you and have it together. I think they're just oversimplifying ice cream here. He lowered his head just a little and looked over at me a touch embarrassed. That innocent, childlike gesture gripped my heart. Sounds like fun. Let's give it a try. Let's. With a smile, he gave me a big nod. This is kind of cute. And so, he pulled me deeper into the pleasure house and took me to what appeared to be a small storeroom. The whole room, however, had been cleaned so thoroughly not a single speck of dust remained. What might that be? I pointed to a corner of the room covered in layer after layer of straw. Oh, I'm using that as an icebox. I gathered up the snow from last night and cleaned it up. And stored it as ice like this, see? He pulled a block of ice from the simple icebox. Then he put it into the work desk in the center of the room. Wow, I had no idea you could get ice like that. I held my hand over the pure, clear mass of ice. Its nipping cold bit at my fingers. It's so beautiful, sparkling like that. I'm sure it'll make some great ice cream. I bet with... Oh, that's me. I bet it will. So how can we make it? We're both like... Too much giggling makes me sound stupid. Just leave it to me. He puffed out his chest, proud. One of Kakuto's clients taught me how to do this a while ago. All right, first... Ohgiya stuck his head out of the room and called a passing aide. And sometime later... Ohgiya, I've got it. He ran down the hall carrying a heavy-looking sieve. Thank you. Oh, and, keep this a secret from the higher-ups, right? Right. You'll get some of the ice cream when it's done, too. Thanks. I'm looking forward to it, Ohgiya. The aide let out a smile just as cute as Ohgiya's. And so we began our challenge in crafting this unknown ice cream. So, Ohgiya, we need milk, eggs, and sugar, right? Right. And just really mix them. All right? Ohgiya had gathered up the ingredients from a traveling merchant beforehand. I put them into a claw bowl the aide had brought in and mixed away. A clay bowl. Did I say claw bowl? I did. I wasn't paying attention. I heard they used metal whisks in the mainland, but we used the bamboo one we had on hand. What are you doing, Ohgiya? I allowed the aide's curious eyes. Ohgiya was crushing the block of ice, filling a bucket with its shards. I'm going to use this to chill the bowl Spacey is mixing. Wow. I see. So what about the salt? Oh, I'll use this. Look, what you do is... Oh, my. That sounded terrible. Ohgiya suddenly dumped a large amount of salt from the bag into the bucket of crushed ice. That's quite a bit. I kind of got a little carried away. All right, Spacey, let's chill the bowl with this bucket and mix them up. Yeah, that's true. You do put salt in the ice. I think you can do that, right? Salt? Yeah, the salt in the ice, and then you put like a bag inside of a bag. The inner bag has like all your ice cream, and then you shake it. You don't just sit there and stare at it, but... Alright, but can we really make ice cream like this? Ice cream, a treat I'd never seen or heard of. My chest danced with excitement. And right when I was about to move the bowl to Ohgiya's bucket... Oh, be careful. Huh? Ohgiya's arm reached out. And as he held me from behind, I saw his hand hold the bowl in place. Oh, sorry. Did I surprise you? You just wanted to hug me. The young man's face went beet red. And even though my palm on the bowl should have been cold, the part of my hand he held up was burning hot. I'm all right. If any of the other ice gets in, the salt will stiffen up, so be careful. All right, I will. However, he was whispering right into my ears. The embarrassment and my own shyness made me feel the temperature of the room had risen. even with the ice right next to me. Haha. The aide who'd been— I don't feel like laughing. The aide who'd been peering into the bowl looked at us and giggled. Oh, this was embarrassing. Oh, it looks like it's hardened up a bit. Right beside me, Ohgiya craned his neck to the bowl. Oh, it has! Is it almost done? The contents of the bowl made a nice sound as it morphed into ice cream. What? However, my hand that had been holding the bowl this whole time was cold, so... Ohgiya, could you hold the bowl for a little? Sure, hand it here. He took the bowl from me and I blew on my chilled hand. Are you alright? Sorry, I hadn't noticed. No, I'm alright, but more importantly, the bowl... Oh, it's ready. It took like 5 minutes, that's bullshit. Ohgiya brought the frozen milky white substance into a glass container. There was only a little bit for all the work we had done, but just how did it taste, I wonder? The aide beside us had his eyes sparkling with anticipation as well. How strange. I know it's cold, but it doesn't look cold in the least. Maybe it's because it isn't clear like ice? True, I've never seen a treat like this. I wonder if there are all sorts of strange things like this on the mainland. Ohgiya, come on, let's have some! Oh, you're right. It wouldn't be fun if it melted while we stared at it. Ohgiya scooped up the ice cream in a lacquer spoon, and then he held it before my mouth. Alright, Spacey, you first. Huh? Dig in. I blinked in adoration of his candy-colored eyes, and, hesitating a little, ate what was on the spoon. It's freezing, but it's delicious! After the freeze melted in my mouth, a slow sweetness took its place. So this is ice cream. Glad to see you smile over it. Huh? Ohgiya leaned his cheek on his hand with a joyful smile. Was he really that happy I smiled? Alright, Ohgiya, it's your turn. I'll feed it to you this time. Huh? You don't have to. Come on, no need to be embarrassed. I didn't want to be the only one blushing around here. And I wanted to at least see him blush at close range. That, and I wanted him to taste this delicious ice cream as soon as possible, too. Open up, Ohgiya. I took the spoon from his hand and scooped up the white treat. All right. The spoon disappeared into his small mouth, and when he did, his expression melted like a sugar candy. This is delicious. Isn't it? I've never had anything like it. Me neither. It's cold, but it's so sweet. And it's soft, so it's different from shaved ice. It tastes kind of like happiness. That's a good descriptor for ice cream. He smiled like a blooming flower, his cheeks softening awkwardly. He looked just like a child, but that was what was cute about him. Then our eyes naturally came together. We gazed at each other. Spacey. He looked deep into my eyes, his pupils shining gently. And right then, the spoon in the container tapped against something, and the ice cream might have started melting. Come on, Ohgiya. No need to show off. The aide pursed his lips, pouting. Seeing that, I quickly averted my eyes from Ohgiya. Sorry. That's fine. Just let me have some of that ice cream. Oh, sure. He handed the aide some ice cream in another container. Wow, it's so cold. So this is ice cream. He took a bite and all but leapt for joy at the new surprising flavor. How about we eat it before it melts, too? Good idea. We wouldn't want to put this to waste. And with that, we took turns putting the spoon into each other's mouths. It melted in my mouth, and much like he said, it tasted like happiness. A single bright memories page was written in my mind's book. Thank you, Ohgiya. I had a wonderful time. Well, I just thought it would be fun if I were with you, so... Oh, Ohgiya. That adorableness was one of my favorite parts about him. So we shared our ice cream, having some sweet time together. And though the ice cream itself melted away, we enjoyed the sweetness of simply being together. Sweet ice cream finished. The end. Okay, so let's go and boop. Got our last CG. So yeah. His route was good. Much better than Kagero's route. Still not going to be my favorite, but he was sweet and adorable, and I appreciate it. So, yeah. But I think we'll do Takagawa next. And yeah, so anyway, that's all I have to say about that. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.